This is Enki. Physical. It's interesting. I must clarify this particular point with regards to the physical. There is a belief, a perception that exists within the minds of man. Understand and hear clearly. The mind and what you exist as is the illusion. This physical, manifested 3D reality is all that is real. If what you consist of and exist as reflected within your mind as thoughts, feelings, emotions, reactions, if that were real, actually had an influence in this reality, this existence, this physical expression, your thoughts that you have, particularly towards others, that's how beings occupy their mind. Opinions, judgments, comparisons towards others. The war of minds. Everything of the mind as the mind would have manifested instantaneously. And it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not manifesting instantaneously. Therefore, it's an illusion. Therefore, it's not real. What has been missed, what has always been here, the answer right in front of you, always. The physical, God, the Alpha, the Omega. It is the physical that is the power, the absolute manifested example of power, of God, and human beings have believed that they themselves, within their puny mind designs, are God. huge mistake. Huge mistake. That, my dear people, is ego. The ego is, I must say, one of our greatest, most loving designs. The ego. Because it is the ego that drives humans into the belief, the perception, that they are apparently the ones that dictate, that determine this reality, this world. Understand one thing. If you actually had any power, if you actually had any control, if you actually were God, you wouldn't die in and as the physical. As long as you die physically, you weren't real. You aren't real. You cannot be real. Does God die? Please. Common sense point. Removing an entire perception, an entire belief construct right there and then. So beings believing and perceiving themselves to be some form of manifested God or Christ, please. And those following, common sense. Christ and God is apparently of might and of power, and yet they die. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Therefore, an interesting point. Death, really fascinating. Because death is that which determines whether you're real or not. If you can die, you are not real. Because when you die, you die. Meaning, you cease to exist. How can anything that ceased to exist be real? What is the one constant that's always remained throughout everything and all that has occurred within this existence since the beginning? The physical. The physical is the one constant that has stood the test of time. Beings have not stood the test of time. Because you always stop and cease to exist. This is Enki.